Hello there. You are someone, and I'm someone else. And today, we're going to be talking about this book here. I got this book, uh, John Bogle on Investing. I don't know if you could see that. My camera's sort of reversed. Anyway, as besides the point. John Bogle, if you can't tell, John Bogle was very important to a lot of people, including me. Um, I don't know if you could see that, but I got a new book, right? You are someone and I am someone else. And I have new books. I have this book. I have the other book. This book right here. John Bogle. Bogle on Mutual Funds. John Bogle, of course. Bogle wrote that, and of course that's his name. I don't know if it's reversed on the camera, but and then of course I got, of course this book, John Bogle on index on investing. So I think this book, however, is the most definitive book on investing. The other book is smaller, so if you want a lighter read, I do recommend Bogle on mutual funds. There is also another book that he wrote called Common Sense Investing with John Bogle. I don't recommend. I mean, I do recommend that. I haven't read it as well, but it is the most popular of his books. It's probably about the same size as Bogle on mutual funds. If you want common sense investing, I think that one is the most basic. It talks about in ETFs. It's an older book though. I do recommend if you want the newest book. This is the newest book he's written. He's dead now, but this book was a little bit before he died. He died 5 years before this book was published, and it is a very good book, and I recommend it for a lot of people. If you want the basics of investing in a big format, 400 pages, 470 so pages, this is the best book to get. If you want a smaller book that just talks about index funds and other mutual funds, Bogle on mutual funds, like it talks about the mutual fund industry, that book's pretty good. I think that you should go with the investing book. He talks about why you shouldn't own single stocks. He talks about dividends and how dividends you pay more taxes. He talks about certain things that accountants would know, a lot of accounting people would know. And I think this is the best of this series, of the John Bogle series. He made 3 books over his lifetime, and this is a compile of all his speeches he made in the 90s and early 2000s. This is all his speeches from the 90s and 2000s, 1990s and the 2000s, around the time I was a little kid. I mean, he made these speeches, and they're still, in my opinion, some of the best speeches on investing to this day. And if you wanted to, I don't know, if you ever wanted to learn how to grow money, I think that book, don't listen to anybody. Just buy that book. It's a $24 book, and I'm reading it, and it is probably one of the most comprehensive books I've ever read. I've read a lot of investment books, and that one's pretty good. Probably the best one. So, The Intelligent Investor is another great book if you want to read that one. By Benjamin Graham. However, it's a little bit too complicated in my liking, and it also talks about single stocks way too much for me to really give it a fair assessment because I'm not a single stock investor kind of guy. But if you want to learn about the mechanics of a single stock, I totally do recommend that book. However, I don't want to talk about single stocks. I just think that index funds are way better, ETFs and index funds. If you're gonna, don't be trading ETFs, just buy and hold them if they're good ETFs. If they're terrible ETFs, you sell them, buy the good ETFs, and don't worry about it. And you buy and hold it. You buy an ETF every month, you buy in more and more, and the price goes up and down. And over the course of 40 years, you should 20 times your money with an ETF or an index fund. That's how that should work, and that's what John Bogle explains in those books. And he's done a very good job talking about other mutual funds and how there's a 95% chance you're not going to beat the index. Something that massively outperforms doesn't mean it will massively outperform in the future. There's a fund, I think the Winston Fund of 1917 has finally collapsed in like early 2000s. Like, he talks about like some of the best mutual funds have collapsed. The mutual fund industry is constantly changing on new and new ways to improve themselves. and they become ETFs now. Like you look at what is it, Kathy Wood? I know they're not in the books, but Kathy Wood, right, is the newest like mutual fund company. She made Ark Invest. Ark Invest, the newest mutual. I don't like the investments in there. And they've gone down massively by 70%. So there is no reason to be buying ARK ETFs because it's just a terrible investment company. The companies in there have declining revenues. There's nothing good about those companies. I don't understand why people love Kathy Wood so much, but that's besides the point. I like John Bogle, so that's what I do. That's just a book recommendation. I know I'm weird. I shouldn't be talking about investments because I'm just a young guy, 20-year-old guy just putting money away. But I am someone and you are someone else. If you wanted to read a book, I recommend John Bogle on investing. If you want to read another book, go read his other two books he's written. And he died in 2019, so sadly he won't be writing any new books. But his words still live on in very many people, very many influential people, including myself. I'm not the most influential person, obviously. I've got a channel of 40 subscribers, less than that maybe. So, I'm a bit weird. I got my hair up today, because yesterday I had a mohawk and today it's all a mess. But whatever. Neither here nor there. I was working at the dirty warehouse. They're like, oh, you're gonna get the girls, huh? You gonna get the girls, huh? No, no, not probably not gonna get the girls, huh? But yeah, if you want a book, you want to learn how to invest your money. You read that book and you understand the little bit of the principles that he's talking about. Why ETFs beat most mutual funds. Why everything works out the way it does. Again, if there's like a nuclear apocalypse, yes, the investing philosophy doesn't make any sense. But hopefully we won't have a nuclear apocalypse. So we should be good. Okay, goodbye. Remember, you are someone and I'm someone else, and this was just a book recommendation. Yeah.